Morning. Just wanted to talk to you about a little bit about one of the best composting systems I've ever used, and just to really recommend it to people and show you how it's done. These here is a worm bin composting system. We've got one up at the community garden. I've actually got 3 here in my garden at home. They're super duper easy to make. You start off with a slab on the floor. They're rodent proof and they're for your food waste from your kitchen. So you start with your slab on the floor down there, and then you layer up your tyres. That first tyre that you've got down there you fill with rocks. So you start off with quite big rocks at the bottom, and then you fill with smaller and smaller rocks as you go up, and then you also add some carbonous material, so like some newspaper cuttings or some grass or straw, not grass, straw, and you sort of layer the rims of the tyres with that. And then it's as simple as you put some worms in. I started all my bins off just by putting worms in that we found in the garden as we were digging, pop them in. They've been going for about a year now and they're super duper successful. Like I said, they're rodent proof, so you won't have any problems with rats or mice, and I'll just show you what's going on in mine. I use like an upside down bin lid, but you can use all sorts of things. I've used different things in the past. That's an old drum lid, and that's just a piece of wood that I found. Anything to keep this sort of things out, the little leaves out from the top. Every time you add food, add some brown material, so some carbon or something. You don't want things to get too ripe for your worms, but just to show you what happens. I mean, it's a bit foosty. That's the inside of my worm bin, but I don't know if you can see. That is how successful that is. It's November here. We've been getting some quite cold mornings. When you place your worm bin, don't put it anywhere that's too sunny. You don't want your worms to get too hot in the summer, because it's a very, very hot thing, a black tyre. So mine are right in the shade along the hedge bank, and that's south over there, so they're going to be nice and shaded throughout the summer. The tyres drop as they go down, so it's a really easy system. And if I ever want to dig it out, we just take the top tyres off, and the bottom tyres will be lovely, lovely worm material, and then we can put the top stuff back at the bottom and it'll keep going. And just to show, I put about that much food waste in each week. So just some things, there's some paper, absolutely really important to put that carbon and stuff in. Bananas they love. I've got some cabbage, a bit of carrot. Things we're not going to put in, we're not going to put any citrus, and we're not going to put any onion peels, things like that. They're not too keen on lots of dairy products, but if you're like me, you don't really throw away much cheese. And tea bags. Open them up, guys, just so that they can get in. And the other thing I'd say is eggshells, crush them, because I don't seem to get through them too quickly. But yeah, it's as simple as I tend to have something like that. In it goes. It's pretty foosty. What I've done here in my garden, because I tend to have quite a lot of compost and absolutely love it, is at some point we got a load of wood shavings, and I've just got big pile of wood shavings, and I'll put about the same amount in when I put my worms. Bish bash bosh. Oh, a bit foosty. Simple as that, guys. Come to our workshop, we've got live tips. Come to the garden, we're going to do another one of these workshops. We've started building them in schools. If you've got any groups that you're involved with that you want us to come and build them at, or do little talks on about how to have a really successful wormery, this is gold for your garden. If you're a gardener like me, you'll get really excited about what those worms are doing. And it's such a super system. It's using recycled materials. It's basically free if you've got a concrete slab lying about, and you can get the tyres from the local tyre centre. And it's wonderful. See you soon.